Right. So
Excellent.
over to you. I think we're live.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Hey, everyone. Welcome to this panel discussion. Um, Ralph, are we missing? There's Hussein. Super. I think we have everybody around the virtual table now. So what I'm going to do is just give each person 2 seconds to introduce themselves, what they do, and where they're sitting today. So, Byron, I have you first in the queue as I look at the screen. So, who are you, Byron? What you do, and where are you sitting?
Yeah, hi guys. So I'm an AC applications engineer at Modern Design Centers. At the moment, I'm sitting in Durban, South Africa.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. Mustafa El Ash Maui. I hope I pronounced that right. I probably didn't.
Yeah,
so
almost.
Apologies.
No worries.
What about you, Mustafa? Where are you today? Where are you sitting? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm Mustafa Lashmawi, head of BIM and GIS at WSP Middle East, and I'm currently in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Mustafa Saber, you're up next. So where are you sitting today, and what do you do in your profession?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I am the design manager and design innovation manager at Diamond Developers. I'm sitting at the Sustainable City, Dubai.
Excellent. And Hussein, how are you doing today?
Good morning. Hi, Ross. Hi, everyone. I am founder and CEO of Smart PMO, and I'm calling you today from Dublin, Ireland.
Excellent. Yes, and I'm also in Ireland today, Hussein, but opposite side of the country. So it's a little early for us this morning, but welcome everybody, and thank you very much for your presentations earlier. I caught some of them, Byron. I missed yours, but I caught some of your presentations, and they were super interesting. But the theme of our stage today was the client, and our presentations related to, I guess, value creation for the client, how as consultants we can improve the client's understanding and deliverable on their projects and increase project success. But I have a couple of questions that I've detailed out, but if anybody has anything to offer in terms of an introductory comment relating to their experience working with clients today in the realm of BIM, please jump in. We'll try to make this discussion as open as possible if we can, and see where the conversation takes us. Has anybody got anything to add in relation to their experience working with clients today?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Ross. I think a key criteria for clients to buy technology, to adopt technology, is value assurance, and this is something that a lot of service providers don't really focus on in their discussions with clients. A lot of service providers, they focus more on the technology to deliver, how to deliver the technology, and so on. I think value assurance is something key that, within BIM or AI or all these nice technologies that we've been presenting this morning, most of the discussions with the clients, I think, should be focusing on value assurance.
Yeah, it's an interesting point actually, because a lot of clients might not actually procure or buy the technology. It might be their consultants that deliver their element of the works using technologies. And so it's really to get the clients understanding the value, as you say, of working in a digital and digitized workflow. I would say, Byron, for you, you guys, you were telling me earlier, you sell Autodesk and train for Autodesk, etc., within the South African region. Is it clients that you're training in terms of those building owners, or is it mainly design teams, etc., that that are using Autodesk today?
We definitely have had some clients come for the training on that sort of thing, but I would say the overwhelming majority are the actual consultants, the design teams. So we have had clients that want to get involved, but for the vast majority of it, I'd say it's probably the design teams themselves that are getting the trainings.
Yeah, that's also our experience as well, is that generally the client is one of the last stakeholders to the table when it comes to digital adoption and BIM adoption, even though they're supposed to have the EIR in place, as you mentioned, Mustafa, in your presentation earlier, that it's really the client who makes the decision about the level of BIM we're talking about and the requirements around the information. But often they don't understand that. I don't know, Mustafa, can you relate to that in your presentation earlier in terms of information for clients' perspective?
Yeah, thanks, Ross. And the presentation actually had much more slides, but I had to cut them to match the time.
Yeah.
But
Like the rest of us, Mustafa, like the rest of us.
Yeah, so the most important thing that I see for clients, in case they don't want to get involved in the details, they should at least be involved in the definition of why they need these digital deliverables. So they need to have at least a small digital team or a digital consultant that can advise them on how to or how these digital innovative solutions, including BIM and other solutions, can benefit them on all their organizational levels. So the clients, sometimes we see it as one organization, but actually they are consisted of several teams. BIM can help their procurement, their design teams, construction teams, and even the client as a developer that will own and manage the facility in the future. So it's essential for the client to be involved in defining their BIM goals. And then I would advise any client that will not be involved in defining the actual requirements, they need to have some consultant to do this role and to have this done as early as possible.
Yeah, and it's an interesting approach when we speak to clients, because again, if you look at the topics of our conversations today and presentations, Hussein, for example, you're talking about AI, Mustafa Saber, you're talking about integration in the three pillars from around sustainability and the recording of actual data from the executed project to feed back into your previous or your next projects, should I say. And that kind of discussion with clients at the moment is sometimes too much. I don't know, Mustafa Saber, what about you? Have you experienced that when speaking to people in your team or even clients in the region, when you do talk about this fully integrated BIM approach?
Yes, sure, Ross. Well, initially, when we speak with the higher management about BIM and integration and understanding of the relationship between sustainability, BIM, and project management, there are some members, of course, that doesn't have previous experience with BIM or doesn't know what BIM can do for them, and the fact that BIM for them is a question mark creates this ambiguity of what can we really do with BIM? Do we really need to do it because our previous city was built without it? So how can we make sure that this is beneficial and not just an extra cost to add? Because when we start asking consultants for this, they say, okay, you want to do it in BIM, then there is an extra cost for it. And in fact, I find the better consultants use technology to reduce costs, not to increase costs. And I've had this experience with a couple of consultants who offer this a better deal for supervising the project using digital tools, because they can then engage other resources that might not be possible to engage without a collaborative environment and without creating this hub that enables the interaction between different members. And BIM can really help with what we're doing, especially in sustainability, because we can really understand the project early on, understand the impact of our decisions, especially when it comes to selection of material. We should no longer be doing a selection based on only on specifications and price. We should be also engaging the carbon, embodied carbon, and the emissions that are resulting from our selections. And BIM really helps with this.
Yeah, and I think you're onto something there. I do think that the new way of viewing consultancy is efficiency in new workflows. We have a couple of questions actually that are super interesting. I'm just going to read through. Ralph, you put in, why do professionals keep blaming the client? When I go to the doctor, I expect them to solve my health problems. So they don't expect me to tell them how to do their job. So on that, why aren't we as consultants advising our clients in the best way? Or is it our approach to our advice that is causing the problem? I don't know what your experience is, Husim, when you approach clients, when you're trying to promote your service within AI. I know it can be quite challenging at times, but is there something that we could change as consultants in order to improve that messaging?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we specialize in AI, so I'm going to answer your question and Ralph's question from this perspective. I think we've witnessed a lot of change in this regard. Like back in the years of 2017 until 2021, 2022, client was more, let's say, concerned to, when it comes to discussions about AI adoption and buying AI products. And this is because they don't really know what AI is. There was a lot of, AI was just a buzzword and lots of concerns about data and security, confidentiality, and so on. So that's why maybe client was asking and raising questions about technicalities and how AI work and what data it consumes and so on. Now with the rising of ChatGPT and LLMs, these clients, they talk to us as as professionals, but then as as individuals, they are using social media and ChatGPT and so on. So they are faced, they're using some AI tools. So there is this trust relationship that has been developed between clients and AI, not other types of AI tools, and they're bringing this trust and these learnings to their professional environment when they're discussing AI at the moment. So this discussions about AI with clients has been changing over the last years. So there are less questions maybe about how AI work, and there are positives and negatives about this, because a lot of clients now assume that AI equals ChatGPT. So if you are trying to explain the kind of AI offer you have, and they're saying, okay, where is the prompt? Are you gonna build a user interface where I just put text and your AI will come up with answers? So I think there are some reasons to this, Ralph, and this is being changed at the moment.
Yeah, so I think there is a situation happening where clients are becoming more experienced and the conversation is a little easier. But I think, Byron, just to bring you in there on your presentation, using 3D as a communication tool over 2D, we had a little discussion earlier on about like how is it even possible for clients and design teams to look through 2D drawings and understand a building. If you have 800 drawings on a large project, or even a project that we presented, there was 7,500. if someone please explain to me how someone can read 7,500 drawings and expect to understand the project.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as people in this design industry, we've got a certain skill for actually looking at those drawings and being able to make sense of what we're actually looking at. I mean, there's still times where I'll look at really complex plans and it will take me a bit of time to actually understand what I'm looking at.
Absolutely.
And I mean, our clients are not necessarily trained to look at these. So the moment we're going beyond anything from a simple box, you know, it starts getting a little bit difficult for them to look at 2D and imagine in their minds what that 3D is going to look like. And, you know, with the rendering softwares we've got available today, that they integrate so effortlessly with the actual modeling software that we can very quickly and easily, you know, show them a somewhat realistic looking view without having to put too much of our own time into it, and give them a sense of what it actually looks like, give it to them in a way that they can relate to what they're seeing, and they don't have to look through a 2D drawing and try to think what it's going to be like. We can show them and give them the closest thing we can to a real experience of that space, before things are done that they end up not being happy with.
Yeah, and it reduces change during the execution when they actually walk into the 3D space and realize that the door is actually on the right and not on the left, and they prefer it there, etc. So there's huge opportunities in that. But we have a few minutes left, and there's a very good question here from David Rawlings. Thank you, David. Will this kill off the small independent businesses in favor of the big houses who offer everything in the one hand, or who offer everything in-house? Anybody got an opinion on that? Will it be, I know Mustafa in WSP, you're a big house, and do everything in-house, and ourselves here in Cosmos, we're quite a small organization, so I guess we'll have different opinions here, but Mustafa, maybe you can go first in relation to WSP, what your opinion is on that.
I think one of the challenges that face clients first, when they request BIM or detailed BIM requirements or digital requirements, they have doubts on the supply chain. Okay, you as digital expert told me that I need to request this from my consultants, but actually, are all consultants capable? Are all contractors capable to deliver this? And from the other side, when it comes to small businesses, small contractors, I worked for a contractor for a long time, and we always have this debate. If I included a cost for my digital deliveries and software, new resources, I will not be. I lose my competency in having lower cost. So it's a dilemma, I can say. But from my point of view, it's better to have more digital capabilities in the market across all sectors, because the size of work that we have in the construction industry, especially here, we are talking about Middle East and North Africa. I think the size of work needs the involvement of all levels of organizations, not only larger organizations. And there are many incidents that we will need sub-consultants, subcontractors, and also have smaller scopes. And we need these organizations to be also capable to deliver digital deliveries. Yeah.
It's a good answer. Our view is that the smaller organizations are super specialized and very agile. So BIM adaptation and digitization is actually, if you take it on board, will put you at the front of that journey rather than at the back of it. So I think there's huge possibilities in the future. And exactly what you said, Mustafa, it's about collaboration. And some of the projects, they're just getting bigger, and we need to be able to bring people in from everywhere, from all organizations, to work together collaboratively within the project delivery. But I think it sounds like we are out of time. At least the bell has gone off in my ear here. So I'd like to thank you guys for that discussion. I hope for the listeners you got something out of it. As everybody mentioned in their presentations, please reach out to us on LinkedIn. At least that's the main platform that we use for communication. we're more than happy to continue these discussions on LinkedIn. And enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. I hope you really enjoyed this. And thanks to Ralph and the team behind Ralph that have set up this day for us. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ross. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.